Hello and welcome to the Paterno Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Paterno. I got my lovely, beautiful co-host and wife. This is Carrie Paterno. How are you,
Hello,
love?
hello, hello. I'm good. Good. How's everyone doing?
Huh? I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. Good, good, good. Can't
Yeah.
complain.
Yeah. It's the week of feeling grateful and thankful.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving out there to all of our listeners and followers.
Yeah. Thanksgiving week. Short week,
Hmm.
short, or I should say short work week.
Hmm. That's right.
hmm
Mm. My camera's doing something weird.
Oh, technical difficulties.
Not really sure what it's doing or why it's doing that, but okay, whatever. Um, yeah, so we got episode 66 today. We hope that you guys, I just want to say I hope that everybody, if you haven't listened to the podcast that we did with Ian Smith, I suggest that you go back and listen to that one. And if you haven't listened to the podcast that we did with Bauman and Max West, we also suggest that you go listen to those two podcasts. Very good podcast, very good guest, and just really thankful to be able to have those three people on our podcast. Um, the Alovea with Joel and um, Max was incredible. I hope a lot of people really, look into that and dive into that. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, we just appreciate everybody. We apologize that we haven't had a chance to do it. We haven't done a podcast in 2 weeks since that last episode with Max and Joel. I've been traveling for business and it's just been real chaotic. So we haven't we haven't recorded an episode in 2 weeks. So this is the first one. But now that we're winding down at the end of the year, we should be able to have uh, pump out a couple of episodes before the end of the year, before the new year.
hmm
And we're considering changing the name of the podcast, so stay tuned for that.
hmm
New logo, new podcast name, and a little bit of rebranding, which I think rebranding is good sometimes.
hmm
So, yeah. How you feeling?
Good. Um, really good. Not as tired. Since starting the Alovea supplements, like I feel like I sleep really good. Like there's a lot of improvements that I've seen with different like health things, but I've noticed like I used to have really bad like interrupted sleep. And
Hmm.
um I don't know if it's the balancing of like the hormones that's happening, or it's probably a combination of that and cleaning up the gut health and taking the betalines and all that. But I feel like
Hmm.
I sleep like when I go to sleep, like I don't wake up unless I have to go to the bathroom like in the middle of the night or something. Like I don't wake up like I don't feel like I have this interrupted sleep like I used to have all the time. So that's been one of the biggest things that I've noticed besides like the decrease in inflammation, and like I've noticed a good increase in energy. Like you and I have been really trying to limit our caffeine. So like
Oh yeah.
we're not doing coffee every day and stuff like that. And like I thought it would be a lot harder than it is, but because of, all the good supplementation and like cleaning up the gut health and stuff, I've noticed that taking creatine every day, not having as much caffeine, balancing the hormones, cleaning up the gut health, taking the betalines, like all of that is like really helping like energy, brain fog,
Hmm.
um, feel
EAAs.
feeling less inflammation like in my joints, and then sleeping better.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. How do you feel? How do you think it's impacted your workouts?
well, I just don't feel as tired. Like I used to feel because I tend to work out like in the second half of the day, and I used to feel just really, really tired. And
Hmm.
I feel like I don't feel heavy and like lethargic. But I think a lot of that too, besides taking the Ace Man and helping with that, has been the better sleep quality. Like I think the sleep quality is really helping my energy level. So even though I still have like that little slump in the afternoon, because I sit at a desk and work, like I feel like I can get through the workout. Like my muscles aren't super sore,
Hmm.
for days. And
Hmm.
I feel like I have good energy. I feel like I
Yeah.
can lift heavy. I feel like I can, get through the workout where I'm not constantly looking at my watch because I'm tired and like, when is this going to end? You know? Um, so I feel good. I feel energized for sure.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
about you?
I just started taking the Alovea fuel. It's like their energy drink, which I know you've seen it. I don't You don't take it, but I do, and it's like their pre-workout. It's
Right.
comes in the little ready drink packs, and you just put it into a bottle of water.
Hmm.
And that that shit is really good. I mean, it's got Ace Mannin in it, but that's some good pre-workout. I
Is
feel,
it?
yeah, I've it definitely helps you get the power of one more if you want to get, one more pump in or one more set or one more rep. Like it's it's really good. No jitters, like doesn't feel like ants are crawling on your face. It doesn't have the what's the what's the stuff in the pre-workout that that makes you feel real jittery.
I thought it was just caffeine, but
No, it's I forgot the ingredient. I don't know why I'm having a you looking it up.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, the beta alanine.
yeah, beta alanine. Yeah,
It
that
says
beta
it.
alanine
It
makes you
says it.
feel like you.
It says it triggers neurons in your brain and can cause tingling or itching.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's why I don't like pre-workout. And I mean, as long as we've been together, like, even
I've
when we
always
would,
loved pre-workout.
yeah, see, I've never really been like a huge fan of pre-workout.
But yeah, there's none of that, and I just feel good. I just feel like I can get a pump in. Plus, it's got Ace Mannin in it, so it's helping. It's adding to the Ace Mannin and the betalines and all the stuff that I'm taking now. It's just
Yeah.
adding more betaline or more adding more Ace Mannin into my body, into my immune system. But I sleep good. Um, I feel good. I don't feel bloated. I don't have much joint pain. Or if any joint pain, I don't have any uh um muscle soreness from working out. Like my recoveries are quicker.
Yeah,
Um,
two other things I noticed too. Um, I feel like I stay like satiated. Like I feel like I could eat twice a day and be pretty good. Like I haven't even been eating dinner most nights because I feel like I can go longer in between breakfast and lunch. And so if I'm eating lunch at like 3 or 4 o'clock, then I'm just not hungry for dinner. So that's been helpful just with like, trying to keep calories kind of down. Um,
I
and
told
then
you that it almost feels like you're on a GLP-1.
yeah, it's like a natural GLP-1, like it's helpful. But without feeling like, I don't feel like I eat to the point where I feel full to feel full for longer. I just feel like I eat my meal and then like I'm just not hungry for
Hmm.
a while. Um, and then I also noticed since we started giving the kids the Focus. Um, it's also a stick pack that goes in water, and it's got the Ace Mannin and the Betalines in it too.
Hmm.
Um, and since our oldest has been drinking it, he has like gluten sensitivity, or so we thought. And I feel like the gut health is improving just by taking the kid's focus, because I've slowly been kind of like putting gluten back into his diet just experimentally, and he's been doing well with it. So
Yeah.
so that's cool.
No, it's really good. It's a shame that some people can't see they it's just really sad that some people can't, you know, figure out why they should take it or how they need to take it. Like they automatically feel like if they have an issue, they need to just run to their doctor. And it's like, well, hold on, give me 90 days and we can, put you on some Ace Man and put you on some Betalines and really clean up your gut health and your internal inflammation. And then if it starts working 30, 60 days, really reconsider going to your doctor, or they're just going to put you on prescription medication. And I know this is a thing that everybody's talking about right now. RFK is going to be the head of the Department of Health, and um Callie and Casey Means are, they initially got this whole thing kicked off by going on Tucker, 2 or 3 months ago, and then that kind of kicked off all the gut health and all the, what the hospitals and doctors are doing to us, and what they've been doing to us, and how they treat the body as an individual item and not as one universal system. And then you get on these supplements, these Alovea supplements, and it's like, hey, this shit really works. Like but I think people can't, if it's not, some people, they've been brainwashed for such a long time that um that they can't wrap their head around, wait, I can do something for myself naturally and heal myself over a period of time and have that breakthrough. Because once I get through that breakthrough, that 90 days, and everything, the trajectory is just up from there.
Well, I don't even think it takes 90 days, but I think that two things from what you said. I mean, there's two things that people don't like. People don't like change, and they want quick results. They don't want to wait for anything. So people want a magic pill that they're familiar with, which typically, because it can be guaranteed, is going to be a prescription, which is doing more damage to your body, killing your gut health, causing other side effects within your body just to heal
Hmm.
one thing, but causing a bunch of other issues internally. So, people don't like change. They don't want to believe that you can heal your body because they've been brainwashed to think that you're not supposed to heal your own body. Doctors are
Hmm.
supposed to heal your body. So, you know, the naturopath route is so unfamiliar to the older generation that they think it's like hocus pocus and they don't believe it. And then on top of it, they're used to like popping Tylenol and, oh, I feel better in 25 minutes. Like, that's a generation of people who typically are not putting in the work with their health. They're not putting in the work for their workouts. They're not putting in the work for anything. And
Right.
because they don't put in the work for that, they have a hard time thinking that something natural can heal their body. And on top of it, you have to pay for it. I mean, it's an investment in your health too. It's not going to be a $10 prescription copay. It's going to be,
Hmm.
you have to invest in your health to make yourself feel better. And then, they want a quick fix. And cleaning up your health is not quick. I mean, you have to think of like years and years and years and years of damage that you've done to your body. It's not going to be, it's like weight loss. Like, you didn't gain 50 pounds overnight. So you're not going to lose 50 pounds overnight. You didn't put all this damage in your body overnight. The damage was created over years, decades, of abuse to your body through ultra processed food and through different chemicals, maybe smoking, maybe drinking, whatever it is. And, so it's not going to be quick. And that's what people want. They want the quick fix, and they want something familiar to them.
Right.
So it's
No,
unfortunate.
it's really unfortunate. It's guys, so what we're obviously talking about is Alovea. If you When you go to the show notes on Spotify, YouTube, or Apple Podcasts, if you scroll to the bottom, there will be a link, and it says the Paterno Podcast dot my Alovea.com, I believe. If you click the link, it will take you to the Alovea page, and then whatever you buy, whenever you buy it, um, I I'm not 100% sure, but I know if you use the link, you'll save 10% on all your purchases. But depending on how much you spend, like if you want to get the integrated bundle stack, or if you want to get a stack and you want to get some kids, focus, depending on how much you spend, it puts you in a tier, and then you could save 10%, 15%, or 20%.
Right.
So, um, and me and Carrie are perfect. Carrie is someone who didn't really take supplements. Like I had to force
No.
her to take supplements, and now
Hmm.
she takes it religiously. Like I don't even have to tell her; she just takes it on her own.
Well, and I
And
told
then,
you from the beginning, I said, if you want me to take this, you have to keep me accountable because you know that I've never finished a supplement in my entire life.
right. And then I'm someone who I've tried everything. I've been on TRT. I was on TRT
Hmm.
for 8 months. It was horrible. I don't know if I was taking too much or too little or whatever. It wasn't good. My blood pressure was through the roof. I couldn't breathe. My blood was thick. I had to give blood every month. It was dark. My blood was dark. And then I got on another supplement plan through some naturopath doctor buddies of mine in Texas. I did that for since February, and and then something something kind of pushed me towards the Alovéa, and I said I got to try this, and I've tried it now. I think I've taken it. I've taken the immune. If you go on the website, you'll see the immune. It's the one it's got Ace Man in it. Cleans up your gut health and helps you reduce inflammation along with the betalines. I took the immune. I was taking the immune with my other supplements. Um, I would just get one bottle a month and just keep it replenishing in my system. And then in August of this year, or no, I'm on my second integrated bundle stack. So what's it, November? So October of this year, I decided to just get off everything that I was on and just start buying the integrated bundle stack. Now I'm on my second month of the integrated bundle stack, and I feel better than when I was on all the supplements. I was taking about 13 different supplements since February and March.
Hmm.
And now I'm just on the integrated bundle stack, which is balance, vitality, limitless, and immune. So if you guys are curious, go check the link. Uh, save money on all your purchases, and you don't you don't have to take all these different supplements in order to feel better. Let's clean up the gut health, lower inflammation, and then you'll start to see everything in your body just start to change.
Yeah. And, not to mention too, Alovea is a company that um it's a
Oh
buy
yeah, the
one
kid stuff.
okay, okay.
Hmm.
It's a buy one nourish one business model. So when you buy something, the company in turn gives it to starving children around the world. Because if you think about starving children around the world, most of them are malnourished, and they're giving these supplements, these superfoods, so to speak, to these malnourished kids to improve their gut health, keep them healthy, keep their immune system up when, in places where there's, rampant disease and no fresh water and things like that. So they're doing some really big things to help malnourished kids around the world too. So not only are you cleaning up your health, you're saving money by going through the link, but you're also helping the kids around the world that are way less fortunate than us stay healthy in their environment. So
Yeah. What was it?
buy one,
Nur
nourish one.
buy one, nourish one. So every time you buy something, you're donating servings to children all across the world. I think as a company, we're up to 57 million or 60 million servings or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Let me see if I can get the number. It is 56 million. Hmm. It's called
56
the
million servings.
Yeah, it's called the Hope Movement.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just think about you're not only helping yourself, you're helping kids who can't help themselves and kids who are less fortunate than we are and who may never get out of the environment that they live in, but at least they can live their life and, have good quality of life by being healthy.
Think about all the corrupt governments across the world that steal the money, and all the politicians in these corrupt countries that steal the money are rich. They're eating steaks and seafood and the finest foods and drinking the finest wines and got clean water and good housing and a roof over their head and electricity and all these things. And you got kids that you see on these commercials or online that are, sleeping on concrete floors, who don't have running water, who don't have air conditioning or any of that stuff, or, they might be lucky if they eat a bowl of rice, once a day.
Hmm.
And every time we purchase a product, we're donating to a kid somewhere in the world to get Ace Man and beta alanines into their system to where they can eat that b- be-
Betalines.
betalines, to where they can eat that bowl of rice and probably be healthier than somebody that is eating 3 meals a day in the United States of America, not taking the supplements. So
Right.
these kids are going, um, kids are taking the Ace Man and the betalines and going 2 or 3 days without eating a meal and still healthy, extremely healthy.
Well, they're still malnourished, but at least they're putting some sort of fuel into their body and supplementing their body
Hmm. So
to
our
help them.
goal is to go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say to help prevent against disease, to help
Hmm.
prevent against, keep their immune system high because they don't have running water. Their conditions are poor.
They can't take
So,
showers and stuff regularly.
right.
Yeah, no, it's good. And it's very selfless. It feels good every time I go on there once a month and purchase all the products for me and my family, knowing that for every bottle that I buy, I'm donating multiple servings to children across the world. So I'm not only helping me, my wife, and my kids, but I'm also helping children who are suffering across the world.
Hmm.
So it's a really good feeling. It's very selfless. It makes me feel good. It's truly God's work. That's
Hmm.
truly what God's work is. Most people think that God's work is, oh, I go to church and then I tithe $1,000 a month to my church because my pastor tells me to tithe. This over here, saving these kids who are malnourished through because of corrupt governments all across the world. That's God's work.
Hmm.
So it makes me feel good every time I go on there, and I can get these products for myself. And I, like my wife and I, we feel amazing. And our kids are starting to feel incredible too. Why we ask them at least once a week, how do you feel this week? Do you notice anything different in your body? And the response is good.
Hmm.
And obviously, with our oldest, Carrie was saying, he had a gluten allergy, and now we're starting to see that tide change, and maybe he doesn't have a gluten allergy. Maybe it was just a shitty food or the things in the food. So, and that only time will tell. So it's only been a week and a half, or about a week, right?
Hmm. No, over a
So,
week. Yeah.
yeah, so only time will tell. And obviously, we'll give more reports in 30 or 60 days. But, you know, it's something out. It's something for all you guys to go check out. The Betalines and the Ace Mannin is definitely a game changer. If you're on supplements, add them to your supplements. And if you're not on supplements and you don't take nothing, I would suggest that you get on these.
Hmm.
And me and Carrie are on some interesting forums with hundreds of other people that also take these products, and the stories that we hear and the stories that we listen to, and talk to some of these people that have had severe chronic illness that no doctor says can be reversed, and you only need to take prescription medications, and you're going to be on these prescription medications for the rest of your life. And because this we can only We can't heal this, we can only treat it. And they're reversing these chronic health issues, going back to their doctor and saying, hey, I don't need these high blood pressure medications, or hey, I don't need these diabetes medications anymore, or these heart medications anymore. Oh, well, what are you doing? Oh, I'm taking Ace Man and Betaleins. And
Hmm.
the doctors are super confused.
Yeah, and we're not healthcare professionals, so disclaimer, like we're not telling you to stop taking your prescriptions and only take
Oh, yeah.
Betalines and Ace-Manin.
Yeah.
But um, we have some
Obviously
family
consult your
members.
doctor.
Yeah, so we have some family members that are on prescription medications for certain chronic illnesses, and they're beginning their journey with Alovea. And so, in like the next definitely 60 days, but probably in the next 30 days, I'm curious to see where they land on how they feel.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm curious too.
Hmm.
Um, so, but yeah, check out the link, check out, click the link. If you want to check the product, check it out. If you're confused or you don't know, what to look for or what you're trying to purchase, reach out to us on on Instagram, or, yeah, Instagram, just DM us on Instagram and we'll get back to you ASAP and kind of
Hmm.
walk you through the whole process.
Right.
Um, what else? What else you got? We're not gonna cover any like political shit today. We'll wait till a next episode. We kind of just wanted to have like a little rundown, what's been going on in life, and um, kids have been good. Business has been pretty good. I was in Miami and New York. I went to New York last week, and I was in Miami the week before that, and those were definitely good networking events, good ways to build relationships and meet with, foster current relationships and build new relationships with people that I've never met, that I've only heard about or talked to on social media, that I never met in person.
Oh, excuse me. Hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, it was really good. All for trucking, not our social media or podcast life, but all for my real job. I am a director of sales for a logistics company, and we do nationwide transportation all over the country. So I not only, focus on, leading my family and building a podcast, but I'm also an entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it. I guess we kind of do both, but I lead a sales team, and I, actually, work 60, 70 hours a week trying to build a company. So,
Hmm.
you know, it's it's a lot, but if you want to be successful in life, you have to put yourself out there. You have to, do things that make you feel uncomfortable. I love doing the podcast, and there's days that I don't want to do the podcast because I'm tired from work, and I'm like, Carrie, we got to do a podcast. Like, oh, it's been a shitty day at work, but we got to do a podcast. But that's how you become great. That's how you grow to become great, is when you put yourself out there, and you do things, you fight through and accomplish things when you don't want to accomplish things,
Hmm.
when you don't want to do something, you know. I love doing the podcast, but there's days where I just don't want to do it, but I battle through it and I fight through it.
Yeah, I think, it's the week to, we should always be thankful, but it's the week where most people kind of think about what they're thankful for more than any other time during the year.
Hmm.
So, if you haven't thought about what you're truly thankful for, there's a lot of people who are not married, don't have kids, maybe aren't close with their family, but what is it that you're thankful for in your life? Um, and, we should be grateful and thankful all year long. But if you're just thinking about that this time of year for whatever reason, um, just know that, you were chosen by God to be on this planet for a reason.
Hmm.
So whatever that reason is, um, that's your duty to find out. Maybe you're put on this earth to be an inspiration to other people. Maybe you're, like I know people who can't have children, and maybe that's just not their That's not what God put them on the planet to do. Maybe they're put on the planet to be great godparents or adoptive parents or inspiration to other people. You just never know. So this time of year, if you haven't thought about what you're thankful for, um, it's a good time to reflect on what are you thankful for in your life.
Right. Well, we should always be thankful, all week or I'm sorry, all year. Um, and even in the time when you have doubts or, you're struggling with your own internal stuff, or you're
Hmm.
struggling trying to find that peace within your heart, um, you always got to find the things to be thankful for, whether you have a house, because we can all change our situations, right? The situation you're in right now is not your forever situation, but it's up to you to figure out how to adapt and overcome to try to figure out and get close to the things that you want.
Right.
You know, you got to prophesize things, you got to think about things, you got to talk to God, you got to, envision and discuss, like, just because you don't have certain things that you want now, and I'm not trying to talk about like materialistic things, but if you want a nicer house for your family or a nicer place to live, like, you're not going to get that working 40 or 50, making 40 or $50,000 a year. You need to figure out, okay, how am I going to make 60, 80, $100,000? You gotta put yourself in the situation. You can't just be like, oh, my life sucks. I make 40 grand a year and I want this big house, but I can't do it. Well, a lot of people have come out of horrible situations to become successful. And anybody can do it. Anybody can become successful. You just got to have the drive and the want. But you got to be grateful for, the things that you have and the situation that you're in, because you can grow out of that situation and grow into something better.
Right.
So God has us where we are for a reason. So we can learn through these situations, grow through these situations, and understand, like, we're here for a reason. Not,
Hmm.
it's not an entire, it's just a season. It's not your it's only the rest of your life if you want it to be. If you only want to make 40 grand a year and you only want to live in a one bedroom apartment with four kids and your wife, for the rest of your life, that's something that you got to figure out. Like, if that's what you want, then that's what you want. But if you want more than that, you got to go out there and get it. Nobody's going to hand anything to you. But in
Right.
that time, you have to be grateful for the things that you have. You know, we all have hopes and dreams. I have hopes and dreams to do some incredible stuff, but I have to build too. I got to build a life for my family so we can be comfortable. These things that I want, these things that Carrie wants, it's not going to be just handed to us because we woke up one day and God said, "Here you go." You know, you gotta fight, and sometimes good things happen, and you put enough, you add enough value every day, and in different situations, and you add value to people, and you fill other people's cups. Eventually that's going to come full circle, and you'll start to see your cup get filled, but you got to put yourself out there and do that.
Hmm.
you know it's a good, circle of life, and how things actually work. You can't just be selfish and expect that people are always giving to you. You have to fill other people's cups, and then eventually your cup will get filled. That's one of my favorite things to do, is I'm always trying to fill everybody else's cup around me, because I know eventually my cup will get filled.
Hmm.
you know So you got anything else?
Nope.
No? Trying to
No.
think if I got anything else.
No. Be grateful. Be thankful. Think about what you're thankful for. I don't think a lot of people think about that, because we're all too self-involved in our own, and we get wrapped up in our own day to day. Most people don't pray every day. Most people don't have a whole lot of self-reflection.
Hmm.
So, if you haven't thought about what you're thankful for, now's a good time to start.
Yeah, I mean, you know, uh, to add to what Carrie's saying, um, foster the, what was I going to say? Just lost my train of thought. Um, really focus on your relationships with your family, your spouse, your kids. You know, now is a great opportunity going into 2025 to really, take the next, couple of weeks and really look at you as the individual. What do you, what we talked about that, we talk about this a lot. What do you have to do internally to become the person that you want to become to get to where you want to go? If you make 50 grand a year, but your goal is to make 100 grand a year by the end of 2025, who do you have to become in order to get to that 100 grand a year? You can't make 100 grand a year with a $25,000 mindset. So who do you need to become to make the 100 grand a year? If you want to change the way that you look and you want to get healthier, who do you need to become in order to get healthy? You can't get healthy and continuously keep eating McDonald's. So you have to take the look. A lot of the issues around us start with us. A lot of the issues around us start internally inside of our hearts, inside of our minds, inside of our, mind, body, and spirit.
Hmm.
So figure out who you need to become and what you need to do to get to where you want to go. If you want to rekindle lost relationships with family members and whatnot, figure out who you need to become in order to revive those relationships and be grateful for the opportunity. It causes a lot of heartache when we have to look internally. And that's why a lot of people continuously keep going down the same path that they go down, because they don't want to look internally and say, I really suck. I'm really not the person that I think I am. I go around my day to day thinking I'm this great individual, and I'm really not this great person. I have a lot of internal heartache and a lot of internal brokenness that I need to fix in order to grow and to become a better person, so I can be better for my spouse, or better for my kids, or better for my parents, or better for my siblings, or better for my company. We see that one of the things that I've noticed a lot recently since we came out of COVID, especially in the transportation industry, I noticed a lot of people are so selfish that they will work at a company making 60, 80, 100 grand a year, and they will be the shittiest employees and not even care about the outcome of what happens to the company because of their actions.
Well, yeah, I think that's
It's
been
it's
even before COVID.
Yeah, but it's even worse now after COVID, especially with truck drivers and, employees and dock workers and all these different things. It's really shitty how people will they go to a job that gives them a full-time job with benefits and a 401k and gives them the ability to provide for their family, and they don't give 110% when they go there. And if you don't like it, you can move on somewhere else, or if you don't like it, start your own business. But you it's you have to add value where you can, and then the more you can add value, the more you'll receive that over a period of time.
Well, no, I think to wrap this up, I think that um, the reason why you see that is because, like I said before, I think people don't like change and they don't like to, they want a quick fix. They want things to happen. They want like instant gratification. So when you're talking about people who work, like, um, if they want to make like, everyone you meet, I swear, who's like young, relatively young,
Hmm.
they think that they can go into a company and be the CEO. And it's like, you haven't put any work in. Like, why do you feel
Right,
so entitled? Because
right.
they don't want to put in the work and they want the instant gratification. So it's like, I think it's also a generational thing it's a mindset that's been cultivated by the over coddled, over enabled generation.
Hmm.
And COVID didn't help that, but also DEI hasn't helped that. Um, all of this, the divisive cultural politics in the workplace hasn't helped that. Everyone has to be a certain title. You can't just be like a good worker. You have to be the first
Right.
this, the first that, the first this, the first that. And it's like, so everyone's constantly chasing either this like, I'm so special, I have a title, I'm so special, I have a protected class, like, and it's like, so people don't want to just be the good worker that puts in the work. No, that's boring. You're not going to get any kind of recognition for it. Everyone wants the self-recognition because they've been given it their whole life. They've been
Hmm.
given the trophy when they didn't win. They've been enabled their entire life. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to put in the hours. They don't want that because that's not instant gratification. Work is no longer work to the young generation. It's
Hmm.
get a job and whatever I think I'm worth, that's what you should pay me. It doesn't work like that.
And bring my parents to an interview.
Well, it's the downfall of society.
Yeah. Well,
So
guys, episode 66, please share the show. We appreciate it. Please share it on your social media, send it to a family member, send it to a friend. If you think you get a lot of value out of this podcast, we really appreciate you guys sharing it. We don't have any sponsors except for Alovea is not really a sponsor. But we are ambassadors for their company and we think it's a great product. Obviously, we take it every day and that's why we talk about it, but we are not doctors. So make sure you consult with your doctor. When you listen to our podcast, these things we talk about are our opinions, my opinions and Carrie's opinions of whatever our topic is that day. We are not doctors or therapists or anything, just simply our opinions and the life that we've lived. We feel that we can share our opinions with people because we've been through a lot of shit. So we appreciate it if you share the show. Please like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcast, and give us a shout on social media. We're on X, Instagram, and TikTok. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to Paterno Podcast. Thank you for listening to episode 66. Y'all have a blessed day.
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Peace out.